Hey guys, Brian Pearsall here, and I'm pumped to be back working with Fanatic Wrestling. For those of you who didn't see my first video, just a little bit about me. I'm a Pennsylvania native myself. I wrestled at Penn State University, where I was a 4-year starter for them and on 3 national championship teams. And currently the head assistant coach at the University of Pennsylvania, assistant coach with the Pennsylvania Regional Training Center. So working with the highest level athletes, at the Division I level, along with athletes in our regional training center. So we've showing some great fundamentals today, showing some different ways to get off the bottom. I'd say this video is an all-encompassing video. We'll show you all kinds of different escapes, breakdown counters, how to get out of legs, how to get out of crab ride, mat returns, and just cover the overall basics of the bottom position, but also show some tricks and some techniques where you can maybe go feet to back and hit big 5-point moves as well. So really looking forward to the video and hope you guys enjoy. Okay, before we cover any technique today, I want to cover the 4 power positions. Okay, these are really important to know in bottom wrestling because if you ever get in danger, you're ever in a bad position, you want to remember these 4 power positions, and these are what you're trying to get back to. I would say as important as technique is in bottom wrestling, effort, attitude, and hustle are just as important. So you can't ever stop moving when you're on bottom. It's the same thing as if you're wrestling on your feet. If you stop moving your feet, you're going to be attacked. If you stop moving on bottom, the top wrestler is going to be able to expose you, turn you, ride you. So you can't stop moving. But if you do find yourself in a pinch, remember to get back to one of these 4 power positions, and then you can work from there. Okay, just covering the 4 power positions. The first one we call quick out position. Okay, quick out position, I'm on one butt cheek. I've got this bottom leg under my top leg, and I'm one butt cheek and 1 foot here, and I'm sealed out on my top. Okay, so this is called quick out position. We're going to get here with a couple of the techniques that we're covering today. Okay, so you're ideally sealing this person out with this arm here. Okay, sealing, creating this seal, and then you're here, compact, ready to explode. And I'll show you how to hip heist from here later. Okay, so that's power position number 1, called quick out. Power position number 2, very similar. It's a short sit. Okay, the difference here is I'm on 2 butt cheeks instead of 1. Okay, this is quick out position. This is short sit position. Okay, with the quick out, I'm just sealed on the top. With the short sit, I'm on both butt cheeks, and I want to seal both sides. Okay, I can hip heist from here, I can swim to the head. I've got a lot of great options. Okay, so quick out number 1, short sit number 2. Okay, third position is our knee slide position. Okay, here. So 1 foot up, 1 knee down here. Okay, from here I can move, I can pressure back into them, I can knee slide here. Okay, so this is my 3rd power position. 1 foot, 1 knee. The 4th power position is just get to rear standing. Okay, so this is rear standing here with a staggered stance and trying to get your hips away. Okay, when we get to rear standing position, we don't want our butt back in the stands. Okay, we want our hips away. We want to create hip separation. Okay, so this is power position number 4, rear standing. Okay, just to run through them quickly one more time. First, quick out position. Second, short sit position. 3rd power position, 1 foot, 1 knee. 4th power position, rear standing. Okay, the first technique we're going to cover is the quick out. Okay, it gets that name because you should be able to explode really quickly out from the bottom position if you do this right. Our goal is always to be out from bottom within 3 to 5 seconds. Okay, so if you seal appropriately and hip heist out from this quick out position, I would say it could be the fastest way in wrestling to get off from bottom. Okay, so we're just going to show you how I line up real quick. Okay, when I line up, I want my elbows pointing in because I want to create as little space as possible. Okay, I don't line up like this with my elbows way out, like a pit bull dog. I want to line up with my elbows pointing in. Okay, the way I do that is I rotate and I think about having my thumbs, both my thumbs, forward in a straight line, just like this. Okay, that's going to allow me to get my elbows in and eliminate space. Okay, watch this compared here. All this space, If I get my thumbs pointed forward and my elbows in, now look how small this space is. Now I can shoot this arm back and get to my seal position really quickly. Okay, so this is really important. You want to have some spring in your hands, okay? But you want your thumbs to be forward, your elbows in, so you can spring here. Okay, I'm going to spring back into him. Okay, and I want my feet windshield wiped out to the side so that I can quickly sit back to my power position number 1, my quick out position. Okay, so I'm going to have my partner get on top of me here. I'm lined up with my elbows in, ready to spring. My feet windshield wiped out. Okay, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pressure back into him. I'm going to seal off, and I'll try to elbow him off with this elbow so I get to my butt cheek here. Okay, now watch him in power position number 1. His first instinct is going to be to give me a little bit of pressure forward. Okay, and when he does, I'm going to use that pressure to walk my feet out front here. Okay, I want to use my neck to look up towards the ceiling, and I'm going to use that pressure that he's giving me to start walking my feet out, and then I'm going to hit a hip heist. So I'm going to raise this foot up and punch out here. Okay, so hip heist position. Just really quickly, I'm going to raise this foot up. Okay, as I'm walking, I'm going to punch this hand over the top as I switch my hips towards the mat. Okay, and when I hip heist, I don't stay down here on my knees. Right away, I'm getting up to my feet and moving in my stance. Okay, so again. So I'm starting with my feet windshield wiped out. Elbows are in here. Okay, right away I'm going to pressure back into him, elbow him off, and get to my sit position. Okay, now this is really common that guys don't seal the right way. If I seal like this, he can get this arm in here, thigh pry me, break me down flat. Okay, I think about gluing my knuckles to my leg. Okay, now this is sealed. He can't get back under that arm. Try to get under. He can't get under. Okay, so I'm sealed here with my knuckles on my leg. I'm using his back pressure to start walking my feet out and then punch out here. Okay, so if you do this move correctly, you should be able to get out within 3 to 5 seconds. Pressure back, seal, he gives you back pressure, walk your feet out, punch out of there for the escape. Okay, so building off the quick out position, next thing we're going to do is we're going to transition from quick out into our knee slide up to our feet. Okay, so sometimes people have that quick out scouted, or they've got a really good grip on you and you can't really punch out in the first 3 to 5 seconds, but you can continue to wrestle and continue to progress through these positions. Okay, so what I'm going to show you next is when I get to my power position, I get to that quick out, but I don't feel like I can punch out of there, and maybe this guy's giving me forward pressure or he's pulling me back, what to do from those positions. Okay, so I'll just start out here, showing you again how to get to our quick out position. So again, my thumbs are pointed forward, my elbows are rotated in, my feet are windshield wiped out to the side. I want to be able to have some good spring here, okay, while eliminating any space from under my elbows. Okay, so I'm lined up here, ready to explode. My partner gets on top. Okay, I'm elbowing him off, getting to my quick out here. Okay, right away, I want my feet out in front of me. Okay, I don't want to stay here with him off to the side. If I feel like I'm here, put your feet out front so you make a straight line. Okay, now from here, if I feel like I can't punch out of here, okay, this guy's giving me a lot of forward pressure. What I'm going to do is I'm going to slowly start to get my knee back underneath me. Okay, he's driving me forward. I'm standing up on my knee. Okay, now look where we're at. We're at our other power position. 1 foot, 1 knee. Okay, now if he keeps driving me, I'm going to use that to knee slide up to my feet here. Okay, right away when I get here, I want to attack this bottom hand, put it in my pocket, okay, walk my feet out, and cut away. All right, one more time where he's driving me forward. Quick out, he drives me forward, I just slide up to my feet right here. Now right away, I want to attack this hand. Okay, I start walking my feet out. I'm going to cut away here. Okay, we got some good rear standing stuff I want to show you guys later, so I'm not going to get too much into the intricacies of what to do when you get to this rear standing. I just want to show you how to get to your feet and get off the bottom. Okay, So next position is gonna be, I get to this quick out and he starts pulling me back, okay? He's pulling me back. This time I'm gonna knee slide backwards and get my knee underneath me. I'll still end up in that other power position, but I'm just gonna be doing it from moving backwards. Okay, I'm here, I'm lined up. Feet windshield wipe. He gets on top. Here. Now sometimes guys are gonna try to pull you back here. Trying to pull you back, hit a suck back for quick back points. Okay, you gotta stay compact here when you get to this position. So if I feel him start pulling me back, I'm gonna make sure that I coast off this hand. I'm gonna push off this hand, and that creates some space where I can get my knee underneath me. Okay, he starts here, here. Okay, now I'm back to my power position. One knee, one foot, and now I can either stand up, or if he gets here and starts driving into me, I can even knee slide forward, okay? But this is the foot that I'm gonna drive off of to help me get to my feet. Ideally, he's giving me some back pressure, and our two pressures meet, then that's gonna make us stand up. So he's giving me a little bit of pressure here, I stand up, and then right away I'm attacking that hand again, okay? Put it in my pocket, get my hips away, cutting away hands than that, okay? So if you get to this quick out position, you feel like you can't hip heist and punch out of there, you can either knee slide forward or knee slide backwards, depending on what kind of pressure you're getting from your partner. Okay, so I always try to line my feet up the same way for my quick out because I always want to seal and punch on the same side. A lot of times it gets confusing if you're not sure which side you're trying to sit and seal to. Like if you line up just in a neutral stance and you can seal either way. Some people like to do that, but I like to line up the same way every time. And that way I know exactly what I'm trying to get to, what I want to do, rather than what my opponent's trying to do. But sometimes if people have you scouted and they see that, hey, I'm lining my feet up and I'm windshield wipe this way so that I can get to my seal this side every time, sometimes guys will scout that and they'll want to be on the other side because they're thinking, hey, if I line up on the other side, he can't seal me out. He can't get to his best position, which is this quick out. And then, I have the ability to potentially beat him to the punch, get inside and ride him. But I've got a little trick. If guys line up on that side, this is another move where you could potentially get out in 3 to 5 seconds if you're really explosive and you go for it. But this is one of those moves that you can't do half-hearted. Like if you're gonna do this, you gotta go for it. Okay, so I'll kind of show you slowly the first time or two, and then I'll do some full speed. Okay, so what I'm gonna do here, I line up the same way I normally do. Okay, I windshield wipe my feet, I get my arms that bend in them so I can explode back to my quick out. But this time, this guy lines up on the other side. Okay, and now if he lines up on this side, my feet are already windshield wiped this way. If I try to seal the same side I always do, now he's under my arm. Okay, and he's got handles here. I don't want this guy to have handles. Okay, so I'm gonna do something a little bit different, a little trick here. Okay, I'm windshield wipe here. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna tripod up here. Okay, and then I'm gonna hit a little Granby roll. Okay, so to hit this, I'm gonna dip this arm here. I'm just gonna roll across my shoulders. Okay, I'll try to do it slow. I'm gonna tripod up, and I'm gonna roll. Okay, a lot of times guys aren't expecting these rolls, and it can catch them off guard. So I'm lined up here. He thinks he's got me, he's getting tricky, he's lined up on the other side. I just tripod up, roll out of there. Okay, one more time. I'm here. Okay, so what he wants to do is he's gonna try to beat me under this arm, okay? Maybe get to a claw, maybe get to a spiral, okay? So even if he's under that arm, when I tripod up here, that's perfectly fine, okay? I'm gonna use that to roll. He's under this arm, okay? I dip this arm here, and I'm gonna look that way, okay? So if I'm rolling this way, I'm looking in the opposite direction as I'm rolling, okay? I'm gonna dip here, roll across my shoulders, and then I'm gonna face them right away, okay? Because I wanna get my one and get back up to my feet. I'll try doing a little bit quicker, maybe a little bit more full speed now. Okay, I line up, I'm ready to get to my quick out. He lines up on the other side, let's roll out of there, okay? If you do this move right and you explode out, you could potentially be out in 3 to 5 seconds every time. Okay, he lines up on this side, you quick out, punch out of there, or knee slide up. He lines up on the other side, tripod up, Granby roll out. Okay, really effective, and it can help you explode off bottom in 3 to 5 seconds. This next move is going to be our short sit. Okay, so this is power position number 2 when I'm getting to both butt cheeks. Okay, so this is a little bit different than the quick out. I wouldn't say one's necessarily better than the other, but you know, some people are more comfortable doing one than the other. A lot of people don't know the quick out position. It's kind of at the higher levels in college. Short sit, you know, a lot more people know that. Maybe it's taught more at the younger ages. So the short sit, very, very similar. Okay, I'm just gonna pressure back to both butt cheeks instead of just the one. So if you remember back from the power positions, the quick out was on one butt cheek. Okay, the short sit here is on 2. The short sit is very effective against leg riders. Okay, so if you know you're wrestling, you know, a tough leg rider, I always tell my guys, get to a short sit. Because if I get to a short sit, my feet and my legs are out in front of me, okay? And this guy can't throw legs in. Sometimes if you're in a quick out position, they can pressure you forward, open this window here, and throw a leg in over the top, okay? So against leg riders, this move is really effective. So I'm just gonna get to it in a very similar way as I do my quick out, okay? I'm just lined up here. For this one, you don't necessarily need to windshield wipe your feet either way, because you can push back either way here to get to both butt cheeks. So it's kind of whatever your preference is. Okay, I'm just gonna line them up this way. You can get on either side. Okay, and I'm just gonna push back. And as I push back, I'm gonna windshield wipe my feet out in front of me here. Okay, now right away I'm thinking, get my elbows in. Okay, if I leave my elbows out, he can get underneath me here. And there's a lot of things he could do. He could suck me back, okay? He could pressure me forward and take me to a side here, okay? But if I'm sealed here and here, he can't do a whole lot, okay? So this is called a cross pummel action. If guys does get under here, what I want to do is I want to pinch down my elbows, okay? By doing that, it really shortens how deep his hooks are. So I'm pinching, and then I can reach across and kind of bat this out of there. Okay, here, and do the same motion here, here. And the whole time I'm scooting my butt away, because he might be trying to crunch me and drive me forward. Okay, I'm scooting my butt away here. And then, it's a very similar escape as the quick out. You would just pressure and look up here, and punch out. Okay, the difference is, you have to seal both sides off instead of just one, and this cross pummel action. Okay, so I'll show you that again, what that's gonna look like. Okay, he lines up, gets on top. I'm gonna windshield wipe my feet out, start pressuring back to this position, getting both feet out in front of me. Okay, he's here shallow my waist, but if he's up in my armpit, I would pinch that down. Okay, cross pummel this out. And as soon as I'm sealed on both sides, I'm thinking about getting back pressure, okay? He's probably gonna drive me forward a little bit. I'm gonna walk my feet out, punch out of there. Okay, I would say, this hip heist motion that I'm doing is something that, if you're a youth coach or a youth wrestler, you wanna learn this, okay? And you wanna incorporate this into your bottom wrestling. Because this hip heist motion is one of the quickest ways that you can get hip separation and escape from bottom, okay? So you can hip heist from quick out, from short sit. I'm gonna show you a hip heist from rear standing later. Okay, so you definitely wanna learn these hip heists. They're really important. Okay, I'm gonna show you from the other side now. Let's say he lines up on the other side. Okay, I would elbow him off this way now. Here, get into my sit, here. So I kind of threw him off with my elbow. That's my goal, okay? I don't wanna be here off to the side. He could reach across, drive me back down here. Okay, I want to be in a straight line parallel to him. Let's say worst case scenario, he's under both arms. Pinch these down, cross pummel, get back pressure, hip heist out of there. Okay, so short sit, power position number 2, really great and effective against leg riders, And you can also get out in 3 to 5 seconds as long as you're cross pummeling, sealing, and you have an effective hip heist and can get hip separation and explode out of there. Okay, so for this next move, I'm gonna show a variation of the short sit. Okay, so the first one, I was able to cross pummel, I was able to seal them off and just hip heist out of there nice and easy. But sometimes that's not as easy to do. So for this one, a lot of times the counter from top is if he chops me. Okay, so I get to a short sit, he's gonna try to bump me to one side. Okay, he's gonna try to get under my arms, bump me to a hip, and chop me down flat. Okay, so I'll just show you what that looks like, what he's trying to get to. Okay, I'm here, he's on top. I get to my short sit, I elbow him off, and I'm here. Okay, a lot of times what guys are gonna try to do, since he's naturally over this side, and I've got him sealed here, is he's gonna try to chop to that side. He's gonna try to put me on my hip, put me on my side, and chop me flat. Go ahead. Okay, that's a very common counter for him to do. Okay, so what I wanna do is I wanna use that, and I wanna use that motion to escape out of there. So this is just a little short sit to Peterson combination. Okay, so I'm sealed here. Typically I'm not sealed on both sides for this because he's gonna have a tight waist and a chop. Okay, so just very quickly, I'm gonna show you how to transition. As he goes to chop me, I'm gonna think about getting to a tripod position. Okay, so my head is one point of contact and my 2 feet are the other. Okay, so when he goes to chop me, I'm gonna use this motion to stand up on my head. And I got this pinched here, okay? Now, very common that you see guys try to get this and they don't, and their neck bends and they get squished here and they get stuck, okay? You've got to keep your neck strong and get up into that tripod position quickly if he chops you. Okay, so I'm here, he goes to chop, I'm getting to my tripod and I keep this hooked, okay? So for the first escape, he's not gonna follow me at all, okay? Maybe I catch him off guard, he's not expecting this tripod spin, and I just very easy spin out of that tripod and I get my escape. Okay, so I'll show you what that looks like here. He goes to chop, here, and I just spin out. He doesn't move. Okay, one more time. He goes to chop, tripod, spin, I let go of that hand, get up to my feet for my one. Okay, really easy escape. And he's not making the effort to follow me. Maybe he's like not expecting the spin, he lets me go. Okay, really easy escape. Now what I can do, if he tries to follow me, I can put him on his back, okay? And as a bottom wrestler, I'm always thinking about reversal to back points, okay? That's a way to blow a match wide open. If you can reverse this guy, put him on his back, same as a feet to back 5-point move, and really can bust the match wide open. Okay, so I'll show you here. If he does try to follow me, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna keep this hooked, I'm gonna keep spinning, and then I reach back with my left hand, and I'm gonna end up with his arm under this arm and his leg under this arm, and I'm gonna be pressuring back into him, taking him to his back for back points, okay? So just show you here real quick. He goes to chop, I'm getting to this tripod, he tries to follow, here. Now I've got this leg hooked, I've got this arm. If I can feed this to here, I can lock it. Okay, I can start pressuring back. I can even reach back here for headlock and transition to headlock. Or you can keep him here and just get your backs, and if you feel him bellying out, always turn towards the feet. Don't turn towards the head, you can escape. Okay, I'll show you one more time on this Peterson. So I get into my short sit. He goes to chop. I'm spinning, he's trying to follow. I hook the leg, take him to his back, okay? I wanna make sure I'm getting my back point. So if he's squirming around, I'm pressuring into him, get my back so I feel like I'm losing it, turn towards the legs. It's all kinds of transitions you can hit from there. Okay, so I'll show it one time all the way through with the reversal to backs. Putting him on his back for 5 points. Peterson. Okay, so the next move we're going to cover is the inside leg stand-up. Okay, I get asked all the time. There's tons of different variations on stand-ups that are taught at all levels. Youth, elementary, middle school, high school, and in college. I get asked all the time, what's the best stand-up? In my opinion, I think this inside leg stand-up is the best. It eliminates a lot of the stuff the guy can do on top. It's very explosive, and I think it just works. Plain out, it works at every level. So I'm going to show you two different variations on this inside leg stand-up. Okay, so the first one is just going to be exploding up, stepping up kind of straight. So an inside leg stand-up means that I stand up with the leg the guy is on. So let's say he's lined up here on my left side. That means that's the inside leg. This would be my outside leg. So some people teach outside leg stand-up. I'm not a big fan of that, because if he's on me here and I stand up with this outside leg, he can easily chop me or drive me forward to this side. You sound like a post there. Okay, but if I'm here on my inside leg stand up, now I'm in my power position where I'm sealed and I got him on that same side. He can't chop me. I'm in great position here. Okay, so just so you guys understand what inside leg stand up means, it means that I'm standing up with the leg that's closest to him. Okay, the side that he's lining up on. That's my inside leg. Okay, now the same way that I lined up for my quick out, I like to line up here. Okay, with my elbows pointed in, my thumbs forward, and my arms bent. Okay, that way I can get some good spring, and I can throw my chest up here. Okay, so I'm going to be stepping up with this leg, and it's really important for me to create space so I can step up. Okay, so I throw my chest back into him, and that creates space so I can get my leg up here. Okay, so when I throw this leg up, I want it out as far as I can get it. Okay, if it's here close to me, he can drive me forward and knock me back down. Okay, that's why it's important for me to create as much space as I can and throw my chest back up. Okay, so I'm just gonna have him line up on me real quick here. I'll just show you kind of how this motion looks. So I'm gonna line up with my chest down and ready to explode up. Okay, I'm gonna throw my chest back, and as I throw my chest back, I'm gonna step my foot out as far as I can. And now I've got him sealed here. Okay, so a lot of times when guys are hitting this inside leg stand up, their initial reaction is going to be to drive forward. Okay, and as he drives forward, I'm either going to pressure back off of this leg, and as he pressures and I pressure, we just kind of naturally stand up and give me back pressure here. Okay, and right away, I'm sealed here. I'm attacking that hand, putting him in my pocket, cutting away. Okay, so that's option number one, is our two opposing forces. He's giving me forward pressure, I'm giving him back pressure, and we stand up like this. Okay, the other option is maybe I don't get my chest up as much as I wanted to, but I got him here, and he's driving me forward. I can just hit a little bit of a knee slide. Okay, so he's driving me forward, I just post that hand and knee slide, and that gets me hip separation. Okay, getting hip separation here is really important. So if I can get my foot out and I can get my hips away, great, I do that. If not, my hips are back, my butt's back into him, I can post, knee slide to get my hip separation. Okay? So I'm here, my elbows are down, they're folded, they're ready to explode. He lines up, I throw my chest up, throw this foot out. I keep him sealed here. His reaction is going to be to push. I use that to get my back pressure, attack this hand, switch my hips, put it in the pocket, hand up, cut away. Okay, that's inside leg stand up number one. Okay, so we covered the first inside leg stand up variation. Okay, that's going to be a straight stand and sealing this hand. Okay, so the second one's going to be a slight variation. Really, I would say one isn't necessarily better than the other. Again, this comes down to preference. What are you comfortable with? What does your body kind of naturally move like, and what's more comfortable to you? So just without my partner on me, I'll show you the difference here. So for the first inside leg stand up, okay, I threw my back into him, and I just did a straight stand here, and I sealed this bottom hand. Okay, just a straight seal here. For this next one, I'm actually going to do what I call a quarter turn. Okay, so I'm going to turn. Let's say I'm facing this way. I'm going to do just a little quarter turn here. okay? And for this one, instead of sealing down, okay, I'm gonna explode this hand up. So I'd say this is maybe a little better for guys that are really explosive and you can get off bottom quick, this inside leg quarter turn. And what I'm gonna do is when I throw this up, this other hand's gonna come across and I'm gonna catch his hand, okay? Because his hand's on my elbow on the start, I explode up and I'm gonna catch that hand. So just a little quarter turn here, I'm just gonna explode up here, okay? And now I'm doing the same thing where I'm gonna use his back pressure to stand here, and I'm just taking that hand, put it in my pocket, and stagger my hips, okay? So I'll show you what it looks like with my partner on. Going through slow. Okay, so I'm gonna explode up, and I'm gonna do a little bit of quarter turn. So I'm facing this way, I'm just gonna turn to this way. And as I do it, I'm gonna throw this hand up. As I throw this leg up, this hand comes across and catches here. Just like that, okay? I'll start turning this way so you can see the quarter turn a little bit better. Okay, explode up, quarter turn, here. Okay, so I catch this hand. Sometimes he's hooked here, maybe he's hooked. I peel those fingers and I put it out. Again, his natural reaction is gonna be to give me some back pressure. When he starts driving, this is how I'm gonna create that opposing force. Okay, I'm gonna get my heel into the mat, I'm gonna dig and get back into him. So he's pushing into me, I'm pushing back into him, and we're both gonna stand up here. Okay, right away I'm staggering my hips, putting that in the pocket, walking my feet out, cutting my hands down. Okay, it's important that you can get the rubber of your bottom of your heel into the mat here, because that's gonna create that force that pushes you back up into him. Let's say I get here and my toes in the mat, okay, he can easily drive me forward here. And then I'm getting taken back down to the mat. But if I can get my heel in the mat, okay, that's not going anywhere. And that creates great back pressure I can push off of to help me get to my feet. Okay, I'll go again, one from each angle. Here, I'm lined up. Okay, I explode my chest up. I do the quarter turn here. Okay, he drives up into me. Cutting away here. Explode up, quarter turn, catch the hand. All right, really effective inside leg stand up, it's hard to stop. Okay, so like I said, the inside leg stand up I think is the most effective. Either one of those variations work depending on how explosive you are. But some people just aren't as explosive. Like me personally, I wasn't as explosive, so I was a big fan of this baby stand-up. It's great for people maybe who wrestle at a higher weight class. You know, if you think about maybe the couple highest weight classes in wrestling at whatever age level, maybe those people aren't quite as explosive. So a lot of times this baby stand-up can be really effective for people who are less explosive. So I'll show you this. It's really easy. It's hard to stop. Okay, you see it at all levels. Even in college, people are doing this stand-up, and it works. Okay, so just again, I'll show you without my partner on. Okay, what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna pressure in to the side that he lines up on. So let's say he lines up here on the traditional side. Okay, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna pressure back into him, and I'm kind of like a dog peeing on a fire hydrant. Okay, I lift this knee up as I walk my hands. Okay, I just don't want to pivot up like this, because then I have all this space. He can pick my leg up and drive me forward. Okay, so I'm picking that leg up, but then I'm also walking my hands back. I think about my elbow maybe even coming back to my knee. Then I'm going to start pressuring back on the other side here. Okay, now it's called a baby stand-up because if you ever see a baby learn how to walk, this is typically just how they naturally stand up. You know, they fall and then they raise their butt up and they, you know, that's how babies stand up. So that's how this gets its name. You know, you lift your butt up and you pressure back over your hands to get to your feet. Okay, so I'll show you what it looks like with my partner on. Okay, I line up here. Now, the first thing I'm going to do is just turn into me, or turn into him. Okay, so I turn into him here, and I'm kind of sealing, bringing that elbow in, and now I'm just pressuring back here. Okay, now when I get here, I don't want to leave my butt back. Okay, It's really easy for him to get his hands locked, lift and return me to the mat. Okay, I'm going for a ride. So I get my hips back, but as soon as I get my hips back and I'm to my feet, I'm thinking about getting back pressure. Okay, getting hip separation, walking my hips out, putting that hand in the pocket, hand comes up, and I cut away. Okay, show you another time on this side. Okay, he goes to maybe chop or he gives me a little feel here. I just pressure back. I start walking my hands back. Here, I find a hand, it doesn't matter which one. So I'm kind of in a neutral stance here. I walk my hips out and I cut away. Okay. Show you from this side. Lined up here. Okay, I just look into that same side he's on. As I bring my knee up, I walk my hands here. Typically this is going to get him kind of directly behind me. And then I pressure my butt up. And as soon as I get here, think about getting my head up, getting my hips out, taking that hand, cutting away. Okay? So again, this is one of these motions that are really natural to people. Like I said, this is the way that babies stand up without ever being taught anything in their lives. Okay? Getting your butt up, walking your hands back, pressuring up to your feet. Okay, really effective stand up if the inside leg stand up doesn't work for you.